This just in. An aftershock of the earthquake that hit the Fukushima Miyagi prefecture just last week has affected the east of Hachinohe. First signs of the shock started at 2 p.m. today. We shouldn't expect too much from this aftershock because, as expected, the intensity is only at 2 mmi. To give you a better understanding of this shockwave, we are sending you over to David for a live report. David.
Here I am, the ghost of Nami, and I'm currently in a cinema. The movies here are slightly decayed, and they have the audacity to not serve them today. Nami is located in the Fukushima prefecture and has been off limits ever since the 2011 Fukushima incident. The reason why I'm both committing a crime and I'm here in an old, radioactive and worn down cinema is because of the recent seismic activity that has occurred near the Fukushima prefecture. Now, fortunately, seismologists all around the world have stated and have come to the conclusion that Nami Prefecture was affected the heaviest by the earthquake that just hit. This is great because the population of Nami is just over 1,200, and most of them live in the eastern side of Nami, which is far away from the epicenter of the earthquake because the western side is highly contaminated. Back to you. Here at the desk to show you a map of the earthquake that just hit. If you look to my left, you can see the affected areas of the earthquake and its epicenter. This earthquake was a shock when it hit at 2 p.m. At a magnitude 7.3, we still don't know what could come, as more aftershocks are to come.
Thank you, Sanchez. Reporting to you live 100 kilometers away from Hachijone, 11 kilometers away from the epicenter of the earthquake. Here I am, David Jefferson, here with Professor L.Az to report to you on why this earthquake is happening.
Hello and thank you, David. As you can see here, the epicenter was 96 kilometers southeast of Sendai at a depth of 49 kilometers. This earthquake was formed by the Pacific Plate subducting under the North American Plate. The earthquake happened at around 11 p.m. local time, or 2 p.m. UTC time. The Fire Disaster Management Agency's preliminary report on February 19th claimed that the earthquake caused injuries to at least 185 people. 12 people suffered serious injuries. Reports indicate at least 100 people suffered injuries in Fukushima Prefecture and 63 in the Miyagi Prefecture, with 30 people in the city of Sendai. 950,000 households were nationwide lost power due to the earthquake.
Wow, thank you for that, Professor. Now, moving on to our next story. Today we're going to be having a live interview with an in-house reporter. Now, reporting back to you, Sanchez. Good morning, Mr. Nakamura. What were you doing before the earthquake struck?
Good afternoon, David. I was enjoying a quiet afternoon after work in the library.
Oh, a library? What book might have you been reading?
I was reading Sun Tzu's Art of War. It was interesting.
That's quite unique, Mr. Nakamura. But what did you do after the earthquake struck?
Everyone was shook by the earthquake and the alarms that we all went home and tried to sleep it off.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Nakamura. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.
Here lies the plate boundary that caused the most recent seismic activity within the area. The energies released here is equivalent to 1.3 million tons of TNT or 90 Hiroshima atomic bombings. The main earthquake, which occurred on February the 13th, is over 2,800 times stronger than the most recent aftershock. However, with all the large energies stated here, a very small percentile of it was able to affect populated areas as the distance from the epicenter was quite high. Minimal destruction materialized. Some damage as seen here was sustained to the building with some amounts of debris. Hello, my name is Dr. Sanchez and I'm here to tell you how this event occurred, why it occurred, and what areas were affected.
Thank you, Dr. Sanchez. Why do earthquakes occur, may I ask?
Well, that is a very good question. The occurrence of earthquakes are very common on plate boundaries, When the plates transform against each other, little edges get caught on each other. When this happens, the plate starts building elastic potential energy. When the edge reaches breaking point, all of the potential energy is released in seismic waves, causing an earthquake.
Thank you, Doctor. And may I ask, what do you call the shaking we felt earlier?
Well, the vibrating and shaking that can be felt during earthquakes are called signs. Although it might all feel the same, earthquakes actually have 3 different phases.
Wow, thank you, Doctor. Is there any difference between the 3 phases?
Well, yes, there is. The phases, you can basically separate them by waves. And there is a P wave, an S wave, and an L wave. P wave, also known as the primary wave, travels in a longitude way. They are generally fast and can travel through both solids and liquids. They thus create a push and pull effect. The next stage are known as S waves. Although it is known as the secondary wave and travels in a transverse way, it is slower than a P wave and can only travel through solids, not through a liquid medium. S wave move more rock particles in an up and down motion or a side to side action. And finally, the third stage are known as L waves, and these are the most destructive of the 3. So this is what's going to start collapsing your buildings. They can be both transversive or longitudinal. As I said again, it travels along the surface, it shakes buildings faster than they can respond. However, it is the slowest of all 3 stages.
Thank you, Doctor, for your time.
Our elite team of animators have devised a very short graphic for you. This shows the lifespan of 2 converging plates, in this case, convergent. As you can see, as the plate develops, a fault line begins to grow. This fault line is a crack in the Earth's crust, and the release of the energy, as you can see, causes the trees to fall. This is a demonstration of NAMI before and after 10 years. The city was, however, hit by several waves before the occurrence of the actual earthquake. The earthquake, as you can see, rattles the city before plummeting some of its buildings down to the ground. The USGS Earthquake Hazards Program has made an estimated $100 million worth of damage by the earthquakes. This includes the foreshocks and aftershocks caused by the earthquake, as seen on February 13th.